Hello, hello. It's me. I'm Linda, the old bird. Down on the farm tonight, I thought we could do two more letters. I know it's getting late, but I know you're still up. So let's practice. Get in some more letters. School starts here next week. We don't have much time. I hope you had a beautiful day today. It was gorgeous here. Let me move my drink. My back has been hurting all day, but I'm okay. I just took two Tylenol, so I hope it feels better soon. I have this fork here because let me tell you what I'm getting ready to. I thought I would share that with you as well. Look, have you ever seen yellow watermelons? Now, this is actually an orange watermelon. We had them all the time in Washington, D.C. I got them from a market there. And this container, this bowl, holds a whole watermelon when it's cut up. And this is all that's left. And I was going to sneak and treat myself to it before my husband gets home. So when we finish, I'll dig right in. It is delicious, so sweet. I thought I would share it with you. The seeds are like this. And there's a dark seed. Delicious, sweet, juicy. I love them. I had a yellow one from the market in Fayetteville, and this is an orange one. Have you ever seen the orange one? I actually planted some this time, but my watermelons aren't doing well. But it's okay. Thought I would share that with you. See if you've ever seen that before. Now it's 26 letters in the alphabet. And the last video that I did, I'm sorry, guys. The last video that I did, the sound didn't come through. So I'm sorry for that. But still, you saw the letters. I formed the Q, the new Q. Let me turn back over. I keep my pad. That's the new capital Q. You can make the Q that way, or you can make it just like the little Q. The little Q doesn't change. We practice the letter R. That's the capital R and the little r. And new last time was S. That's the capital S. Two different ways to make the little s. You can make it without this loop, which is this one, or you can make it where you come around with the loop. If you make it with the loop, it is identical to the capital S without the top. Strictly up to you. That was new last time, and the T was new. Capital T, little t with the squiggle, or little t with the straight line. Capital T, little t with the straight line, or with the squiggle. Strictly up to you. Two different ways to make the capital Q, like this, just like you're forming the letter G, but you come around to your right and straight out. Or it looks kind of like the number 2. You start in the center of this line, come around, make the loop, and drop below that third line and stop in the center between the third and the fourth line. That's what we did the last time. This time, these are easy peasy. We're going to do the letter U. That's the capital U, little u. And we're going to do the V. The V. This is the capital V. This is the little v. So let's get started. I hope you have your paper and everything ready. I hope this time you can see me a little better. I've been working on it. I really have, guys. And I hope above all means you can hear me this time. You. 1, 2, 3 lines. We're going to start at the top line. We're going to make that smile. Come around. Back up to the top line, down that same line. Don't forget that tail. Easy peasy. You never lift your writing instrument for the capital U. Smile, around, down to the third line, around, up to the first line, back down that same line. Don't forget that tail. U. I used to go to the hairdresser, and the lady's name was Urethra. And it started with the letter U. What letter does your first name begin with? Up to the top line, down that same line. Don't forget that tail. You remember? We need the tail to attach it to the next letter. You can do it. Let's practice. Top line, smile, around, down to the third line, back up to the first line. Don't forget the tail. Smile and around, down, around the third line, up to the first line, back down. Don't forget the tail. Smile and around, down, round, up to the first line. Don't forget the tail. Can you see it better? That's the capital U. Let's try it again. Smile around, down to the third line, up to the first line, back down that same line you just created, and don't forget the tail. Smile, round, up, back down that same one. Don't forget the tail. Smile around, don't forget the tail. Smile, round, up, don't forget the tail. Come on, you can do it. That's the capital U. Now let's make the little U. You ready? Third line up, back down that same line up. Don't forget that tail. That's the U. Easy peasy. Third line, up to the center line, down that same line you just created, up to the third line, the center line. Don't forget the tail. Third line, up to the second line, back down the line you just created, around, up to the center line, back down that line you just created. Don't forget the tail. Up, stop at the center line, around, back up to the center line. Don't forget that tail. Up, round, tail. Easy peasy. That's the U. Up, 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 tail. Third line up to the center line. Don't forget the tail. Up, up, tail. Up, up, tail. Now let's try the capital U. Smile around. Come on. Don't forget the tail. Little U. Third line up to the center line, around and back up to the center line. Don't forget the tail. Capital U. Little U. capital U, little u, capital U, little u. Now make yours better than I am. I'm trying to do it quickly so you can go and practice. Plus, you know, I got to eat my orange watermelon. See, I didn't get that one on the line. Kind of messed those two up. Capital U, smile around. Third line, up. Don't forget the tail. Little u. Start at the third line, up to the center line, around, back up. Don't forget the tail. Capital U. Little u. You know, it's amazing how many years I've been out of school learning too, which I learned the cursive at home. And they called them the capital and the little. Now they call them uppercase, lowercase. That's the U. Practice. Do a whole page of your capital, a whole page of your little u, and a whole page of the capital and the little u. Now let's do the V. The V. Now I started this before I came on. And you see, that's the capital V. That's the little v. Now the capital V, we're going to start it exactly like we did the capital U. We're going to smile around, come down kind of like a V, and back around. Capital V. Smile around, come on down. Not as wide of a curve as a U. Smile around. Okay, that's the capital V. Smile around. Come on, make that V. That's the capital V. Capital V, relatively easy. Smile around. V. Smile around. V. Smile around. V. I. C. A. I. E. Dot your I's. Vicky. Capital V. Little V. Now the little V. Let me look at my notes. Sometimes I forget these things, guys. And I have to practice. Just like you. There you go. Little V. Little V, we're going to start at the third line. We're going to come up to the center line, around, back up to the center line, and straight out. That's the little V. Third line, around, straight out. Third line, around, straight out. Is that right? Let me look at my notes. I think that's right. No, S T U. That's right. There it is. That's the capital and a little B. Third line, up, around, make your V, and then a straight line on that center line. Watch. 1, 2, 3 lines. Third line, up, around, form that V to the center line, straight out. Don't lift your writing utensil. Go. Straight out. Third line, up, Curve around, make that V straight out. Curve around, now make the V straight out. Capital V. Smile, curve. Come on, make that V. Little V. Third line, up, curve, line. Capital V. Smile around. V. Little V. Start at the third line. We're going to go up, make that loop. Now form the V straight out. This is the V. Here we go. Capital V. Third line up, make that V straight out. Capital V. Little V. Uh-oh, I didn't touch that center line. Messed that one up. Let's try it again. Smile around. Capital V. Little V. Ha-ha, got it that time. Here we go. Capital V. On around. Come on. Line. Little V. Smile. On that V. Little V. That V. Smile around. See, I'm getting ready to mess up. Mess that one up. Let's do the little one. Make that V. Capital V. Smile around. Come on, make the V. Little V. Start at the third line. Come around. Now make the V and a line on that center line. Smile around. V. Little V. Kind of messed that little V up, didn't I? Let's do it again. Told you it takes practice. Kind of messed that one up, but there you go. That's the V. Now practice, guys. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. If I can be of help to you in any way, just let me know. And I promise I'll do my best to help you. I want to be of help. You've got to learn to sign your name. So today, we worked on, that's a joke that I wrote down, the capital U. All right. Back down that line and don't forget that tail. We worked on the little U. Third line, up, back down, up to the center line. Don't forget that tail. Capital U. Smile around, up to the top line, back down to the third line. Don't forget the tail. Little U. Start at the third line, up, around to the center line. Don't forget the tail. That's the U. V. Smile around. Come on. That's the V. Little V. We're going to start at the third line. We're going to curve. Make that V straight line. Capital V. Smile around. Come on. That's the V. Little V. Start at the third line. Curve around. Now form the V and a straight line. It just takes practice. Come on and practice. Do a couple of pages. Take a picture of one of your pages and send it to me. Let me know how you're doing. Who knows? You never know. I may send you an orange watermelon. You'll love it. By God's amazing grace, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. We're almost finished with our 26 letters. If you need me, just let me know. Have a blessed evening and keep looking up.